Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Whoever you are, I have always depended on the kindness of strangers.
You can always depend on the kindness of strangers to pluck up your spirit and shield you from dangers.
Now here's a tip from Blanche you won't regret.
A stranger's just a friend. You have it there. You have it there.
This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is the knock to my who's there, Nate.
Seriously, what's a queef?
Each week on Texas Podcast Massacre, we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who's usually someone we would not call a horror fan. This week, we invited first-timer to the show, Anthony, to our RV park to watch and review the brand new film, Strangers 2, Pray at Night. Anthony, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Anthony, you're not a fan of horror movies?
Hate them.
If you have to watch, I mean, of the horror movies,
Very loquacious as well.
right. If you had to say what kind of horror movies you would kind of like, are there any that you find yourself like enjoying more, or?
No.
So kind of like They Live.
You know, does that count as a horror movie?
They Live
sure.
is yeah.
I would go with that. What would you define that movie as?
Horror.
What kind of horror movie, though?
I don't know.
It's more like Army of Darkness,
It's a rowdy
Evil Dead.
horror film.
Yeah.
I would think like Cabin in the Woods. So some more horror comedy.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it needs to, so you not pure horror then.
No.
All right. Who's your favorite? Just a random question. Who's your favorite slasher killer? Like
Jason,
Freddy,
Michael Myers.
No,
No.
classic horror movie.
Leprechaun.
You have to go with Freddy. You have
Oh,
to.
you
That's
don't
a
have to.
requirement. No, I mean, something about the people running away as fast as they possibly can. He doesn't even know how to run, but he always catches them.
Yeah. You just like his outfit.
I mean, he dressed well. He's got a good tailor.
You
They
wait.
fit well. That's true. They did fit well.
Which?
Yeah, who's Freddie's tailor? Hold on a second. Who's Freddie's tailor? Dream Taylor.
Oh my God, Corey Taylor.
Nice.
No, I don't know. I don't know where you find a ugly green and red sweater outside of Christmas.
I don't know.
These are the questions that the people
These
wanna
are the
know.
questions that we don't have answers. Like this movie, we don't have answers.
All right, well, let's get into. First, welcome to the show, Anthony.
Yes.
We're looking forward
Unfortunately, it was this movie, but welcome to
hearing your thoughts on this
ruined it.
movie. Now, once again, this movie just came out, so I'll say it one more time. We are full of spoilers, so if you really don't want to get ruined on this, you listen to the debate question, then maybe ignore the rest.
My recommendation is listen to the podcast. Don't go see the movie. You have saved yourself some time.
And your hard-earned cash.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to our debate question of the week.
We will see how the Lord favors you.
No, you dare not, you blaspheme. He will punish you. The jaws of hell will devour you. All of you. No.
Now, one of the cool things about this movie, and I think part of its charm, I guess, both this and the original, is the masks that are used by the
memorable.
strangers, because they're very memorable. They are, it's a very good juxtaposition of, innocent mixed with these people murdering people, because they're very just bland, doll-faced type stuff, except for obviously the dude with the scarecrow hayfeed.
He was the leader, right?
Yeah, he's the leader.
Scarecrow leader? Okay.
So let me ask you this. You're auditioning to become a stranger. What mask are you going to show up in?
Yeah, that's like the first meeting. It's like, all right, we got to come up with masks.
Well,
Then we learn how to use an ice pick. That's like this meeting too.
It's just like Django Unchained. We talk about, it's a good mask is important.
Yeah.
So, Nate, we'll start with you. I'll kick it to you first. What mask do you go with?
Yeah. So the masks in this movie are like the white, like almost porcelain doll-esque faces, right? I mean, that's how I would categorize them. So I guess I would just like get a legit porcelain mask. I get not very functional,
Okay.
but like an actual porcelain one because it's real creepy. As I've stated before, my wife's one of her aunts collected a lot of dolls, and the porcelain faces are one of the creepiest things ever, especially when there's 800 of them looking at you in one room. So I'm just going to juxtapose that with this and to say an actual porcelain mask.
Okay. Bold
Not
choice.
functional at all.
Bold
cracks
choice.
literally cracks in your face, you're dead, but worth it. Style over substance.
Style over substance. Well, there's that. Anthony, what would you go with?
Oh, man. I think I'm going to go with Mike Myers, but I'm not going with Mike Myers the killer. I'm going with actual Mike Myers.
So you're going to go with Austin Powers?
I'm going
Mike
with Austin
Myers?
Powers. Yeah.
Okay,
So you're not sure if I'm robbing a bank or if I'm the killer. You don't have it. You have no clue. But you're going to be laughing until. No, going with it.
I like it. So with the gnarly teeth, full on Austin Powers, Mike Myers. I like it. It's a different direction. I would have gone.
Wait. So have you seen Baby Driver?
I have. I think
you stole it from Baby Driver.
I think that's where I got it from.
You stole it.
I saw that recently, which is probably why it was in my head.
The other Mike Myers. This is Mike Myers.
Yes.
So you'd be the guy the strangers are yelling at. Is basically what would be happening.
You bought the wrong one.
Exactly.
I don't know.
They might kick you out. I don't know. It might worth it.
I know it's pretty solid. I don't even know how I'm going to follow that. I would have just gone one of those like weird kabuki masks.
Wait, are those like the wooden ones?
No, like I would go with one from like the Three Ninjas. Remember that old school with the kids and they not at all Asian but somehow have an Asian grandfather that's inexplicably related to them. In order so that it's not Tum Tum, and so it's not entirely racial appropriation, although it is.
Okay.
But I would have gone one of those masks. They were stylish.
So is this debate about which one's like the coolest looking, or which one you can most easily get people to adopt? Because the two ladies in the movie had this similar masks, and the leader guy had the scarecrow looking.
Well, he just had a burlap sack over his head. It's not really inventive. Creepy, sure.
Which mask is the most functional? It's his, right? Because the ladies' masks, how do you
his
see?
Is itchy as hell, though. As a guy who is, as someone who has worn a burlap sack for a scarecrow costume,
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
When I wore the burlap sack last week, it was itchy.
As I welcomed my son into the world wearing this burlap sack,
it's like your whole life is going to be a horror movie. Just heads up on that. It's happening.
Right. It's functional, but it's itchy as hell. The other two, I mean, they're fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Well, the whole point of the mask is to actually be like intimidate. It's not so much. I mean,
Mike Myers.
Fashion is pain, Nate.
Yeah,
fashion is pain.
My porcelain one is the most fashion is pain one of all of them.
Yeah. Lady Gaga would be proud.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say
poke their face.
Christ, if I'm gonna pick someone though, I think the Austin Powers one is pretty solid.
Are you scaring anybody?
Winner.
What if it's specifically the love guru, Mike Myers mask?
Does it come with does the beard?
Does it come with the beard? That's more intimidating.
Yes, it is. And that's also itchy. So
okay. Or it could be a Shrek mask. Do you count? Does that overlap? I don't know if that counts or not.
Are we going to go through Mike Myers? Are we going through his list of movies?
There's not that many.
Someone would have to go as Donkey, though, if you're going to do... Like, everyone would have to commit to
okay, so everyone goes as Shrek characters. That's mine. All right, I'm changing mine. Yes.
Nate wins.
That would actually be free if it could never get to rights. But imagine if you did off-brand Shrek. Like masks. This movie would have been way better.
So Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek.
Donkey.
Danky. Yes.
All right. Well, those are options. If you are going to start your own strangers as terrorist group, if you if you have other suggestions, make sure to @ us. Let us know What would be
TX
better?
Pod Massacre.
But I do think the Shrek. I think the Michael Myers route is definitely the way to go.
Yes.
So well done.
Agreed.
Well done. All right. Well, are you two both? I mean, I know you're brimming with excitement to jump into this movie review.
If we have to.
We have to.
If we have to.
Otherwise, why did we sit through this movie?
That's okay, fine. With that rationale, that makes sense.
All right. Well, with that said, this week's movie of the week is brand new. It's The Strangers 2, Pray at Night.
This place seems empty.
I think everybody leaves after Labor Day.
This is nice, right?
There's someone else staying here?
Is Tamara home?
I think you have the wrong trailer.
I thought we were all alone. What the hell? Dad?
All right. So
I echo the last sentence in that trailer. I echo that sentiment.
leave us
This movie
alone.
left me alone.
Okay.
It did
All right.
it.
So Anthony, we have a segment we've started doing now. As the unsuspecting victim, if you had to describe this movie to someone, what it's about,
Like a couple sentences.
yeah, a couple sentences, quick plot summary of this movie. What's this movie about for people who don't know?
What is this movie about? People that like to wear masks.
Give me an action verb.
I'm still thinking. You guys are putting me on the spot.
Like family.
But it's like a Mad Libs.
on-
It's like a
Yeah.
Mad Libs.
Give me a noun.
What do you guys want? Hold up.
No, it's up to you. You're the,
you
yeah.
say- you say-
Yeah, it's up to you. A noun. A noun.
A noun.
All right. When you go home and your wife asks you, what was the movie about? What would you tell her?
Oh, okay. All right. Random people just like to kill people.
Done. That's it.
Solid.
Trailer park.
Trailer
Trailer park.
People like to kill people.
Were they from the trailer park though? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm just making assumptions.
Now,
We want
now I'm
to.
insensitive.
All right.
We want to put an apology out for all of our mobile home listeners. Not trailer. Mobile home listeners.
RV recreation.
Yeah, recreational
Housing
They're not really
units.
vehicles.
Housing units.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Pretty much everyone in Conroe.
Ideally, we make enemies of every geographic area of the United States. We're picking off states, cities. We're trying to do our best.
We're bouncing around.
Yeah.
All right, so Nate, give us some facts about this brand new film.
It came out today. It came out today. Today
Reached
is
the high point of our movie.
Today is March 8th, so it came out today. The movie is a sequel to 2008's Strangers with Liv Tyler. I think Scott Speedman, right? It's a home invasion movie. This movie really has no tie-in whatsoever to the original one. So I couldn't find the budget for this movie, but the original one was $9 million.
Okay.
This had to have been made for less than $9 million, right? Can we agree on that?
How much is a mobile home?
No,
They filmed it off period, so it's probably cheaper than normal.
I would disagree. This had significantly more explosions and other stuff. I would say this movie is probably twice the budget.
That is
just for production, although the majority of the money went into
yeah. But Get Out
advertising.
was filmed for like $3.5 million. So you're saying this was filmed for like 5 times more than that? Because that would be a waste.
It may have been filmed for a
Wow.
lot more. Typically, when they do these sequels, and it's
They do these sequels like 8 years later or 10 years later.
10 years. That's good math. Good math there, bro.
Oh my god, terrible.
This movie has legitimately murdered brain cells, huh?
It has. I feel dumber having watched this. A la Billy Madison.
All right.
Yeah, so the stars of this movie.
Yep.
We got Christina Hendricks of Mad Men fame, right?
Or Fist Fight, if you...
Or Fist of Mad Men fame. We got Martin Henderson.
Martin.
My God. He's the dude, obviously, that you recognized from The Ring, right? Obviously, you remembered that. He's also been in other stuff. Apparently, he looks like he was in Grey's Anatomy. Great. McStabby is probably his name. There was other people. I guess Bailey Madison was the younger girl. She's been in movies like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, Just Go With It, Parental Guidance, and 2007's classic Bridge to Terabithia. So stellar career so far.
Anthony, all these are movies that you've seen, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Big fan of none of those.
She's like, 18 right now. So they can cut her some slack. But yeah, those are the main people. I guess someone else who should probably get a shout out is Mask Makers. So those people are a star of
Burlap Sack Makers.
Burlap Sacks. Was this just a really long, okay, I debated, was this movie either a really long advertisement for Burlap Sacks or a really long advertisement for Holiday Inn? Because let's face it, if you're in a Holiday Inn, instead of a mobile home unit development area that's abandoned, this movie doesn't happen.
It was advertising Motel 6. I wouldn't even go.
Yeah, Motel 6?
Yeah, you need to go down
Super 8.
You need to go $35.99 a night.
$35.99 a night.
Discount if you stay a week.
Better value than this movie. Paying to see this movie. That's for sure. The director is Johannes Roberts. So he directed, Mitch, 47 Meters Down from last year with Mandy Moore, the shark movie that did extremely well. He's also directing the sequel, 48 Meters Down, that comes out next year. And there's other movies like Hellbreeder.
Sounds good.
Roadkill, Storage 24, and a very apropos movie from 2010 that was released that I think really describes this movie well. There's a movie just called F. And that is it. So those are movies this guy has done.
I think they renamed that one to The Expelled. So, in case you just want to make sure what the context was for that one.
Overseas, it was called Incomplete, so it was bad.
Dishonoring your parents.
Yeah, so this movie was filmed it looks like it was filmed in Covington, Kentucky.
Okay,
so that's something.
Makes sense.
And I think I feel pretty strongly that this movie will probably not be as well received in the end as its predecessor. It currently has a 6.7 on IMDb with only a couple hundred votes. I can see that dropping pretty quick. Pretty quickly.
I'm going to help with that.
I can see I can see that dropping.
Anthony's taking that on as his life mission now.
The Guardian's Benjamin Lee did not like this film, and I just wanted to highlight one sentence from his review that perfectly sums up my experience. Audience members will be too busy sighing at the screen to be scared.
Yeah, you were audibly...
End recap.
Yeah, we don't often, unless it's like a new movie, we don't often watch the movies together prior to episodes. It was fun. It was a bright spot to do that, but man, you were...
Yeah. Every few minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of bright spots, one of the darkest movies ever.
Yeah.
Tell a cinematographer to get an iPhone camera and just turn on the flashlight. Multiple flashlight apps available. You don't have to go premium one. Just the free one. Put it behind the camera and just direct it literally anywhere. Face it away from where the camera is pointing. I don't care. Some light. Please give me light in this movie.
So let's jump into one quick question. So Anthony, had you seen the original?
No.
No.
There's no way.
I had no.
And that's I assume. Nate, have you seen?
I saw a part of it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and say this. If you have seen the original, so for those of you listening that are horror fans, if you've seen the original is infinitely better.
Yeah.
It is significantly better than this because I think where this new one was messing up, I guess, or what was lacking. In the first one, it was just two people. There weren't a lot of kills. There was a lot of the whole terror. I mean, what was so scary about it was the whole terrorizing.
Yeah. It took place in someone's home.
Yeah. Took place in someone's home.
Much scarier.
Much bigger house. This was just out, again, like, you kind of said, it was just very dark. It was running outside in this trailer park. When people die, you didn't really have any sort of like attachment or...
I mean, the teens in Jason X had better like situational awareness than these people. Like they were smarter somehow, and they were just I don't know. Yeah. The writers from the first movie didn't overlap with this one.
So Anthony, what were your overall impressions?
I think it was early on, and somebody died. I think it was who was the mom? Christina Hendricks.
Yeah.
As soon as she died, I just started waiting for everybody else to die because I was like, as soon as everybody else dies, the movie's going to be over. I'm going to be happy.
Who was your favorite character?
Yeah.
I would say the mom. I would say the mom was my favorite character.
Yeah.
She was acting the best, I guess, of everybody, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as she died, I was ready for it to
end.
Okay,
it's over.
The one character I was actually going to enjoy watching, and she was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christina Hendricks, I'm surprised they killed her off as early as she was like when the first one's murdered.
Like how much she cost? She's an actual actress?
Well, if it was, would you say like 15 million? So she was probably like 9.
Yeah. They're like, all right, so we can like 1 week shooting? Is that good? Okay. We'll make it work.
She was in between movies.
Right.
Yeah.
She was doing this while she was working that fist fight schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what this movie Fist Fight is about. I'm willing to see it over this movie. I don't know what it is. I'm going in blind. Generic movie, like in the political thing. Generic movie versus Strangers 2, up 30 points for me.
Fist Fight, better horror movie than this movie.
Probably.
So Nate, your overall impressions?
Hated it. This movie was worthless. It was so dark. It was like the inside of a coffin on a moonless night. Levels of darkness. Terrible.
Okay, I still don't know what killed the dad. They showed it.
It was an ice pick.
It's an ice pick.
No. When he was in the car. Sorry, it killed him.
Oh, well, it was.
It was too dark.
I don't know.
Was it a piece of wood? Was it glass?
Was it glass? I think it was supposed to be glass.
You couldn't tell.
Who knows?
You couldn't see it.
Who knows?
It's always part of the car. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Who knows? You could not tell major plot point. You were really guessing. Like at it. It was awful.
I'm going to ask, did anybody else notice at the beginning of the movie, it seemed like she had done something serious, so she had to go to boarding school.
Yeah.
The whole point of the movie is they're taking her to boarding school.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be
they were in the parking lot and they're talking about you did this and now you have to go. That ended. Then you had no idea what happened from there.
Well, and then it just turned into...
I think it was a red herring. I think it was supposed to be a red herring.
Then it turned into like you're just cutting classes and having bad grades, which didn't make a whole lot of sense either.
Yeah,
but
these parents really gave up on this chick pretty.
That's what they were trying to go for, but they didn't really build anything around it.
No,
you made a C.
It would have worked. It would have worked just as well had they just gone, "Hey, we're just going on a weekend trip," and that's all they had said about it. Like, no, they didn't need to really build this whole like she's a troubled teen sort of thing. I almost think this movie was done as a vehicle for Bailey, whatever the hell her name was.
Sure.
So,
I'm not even going to dignify that by looking it up again. I don't care.
But you know what I mean? Like, I almost think at some point they made the decision like, oh, we want to try to showcase this girl because she's an up-and-coming,
Sure. Yeah. She's a young, bridge the Terabithia.
Because she's certainly got a lot of screen time for not really having a fully developed character outside of every other horror trope.
Not really. Yeah. I thought. Did you guys think that? Okay, so either the girl was in on it or the brother was in on it.
No, I never thought that.
Yeah, actually, you never thought that?
I did. So at the pool, when he stabbed the, I guess it was one of the porcelain masks.
Yeah.
I kind of expected him to take the mask off and it was going to be his sister. Actually, I would have liked that.
I would have enjoyed that too. Yeah. I did think that. I was wondering if it was going to be something cool, like they found her and they forced her to run toward him, and that's when he like cracked her with the golf club, and then he realized, oh shit, you know. But that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, a way better movie than this movie. At first, I was like, okay, so maybe the bad thing that happened, right, with all the other girls, that's why she was getting expelled. Maybe someone died because of it. Maybe someone got hurt. Maybe someone wanted revenge, right? I was like, okay, that would be really cool.
Maybe what if the other two girls were the two girls terrorizing
exactly.
them?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you narked on us or whatever or something.
Well, spoiler alert.
Never happened. In the movie, she's like, why did you do this? She takes the chick's mask off after shooting her with a shotgun, which is ridiculous. And then she's like, what did you do this? And she's like, why not?
This is why. Well, and you know, that's the thing.
Worthless. I hated it.
So that's one of the things I love about the first movie is that there is no rhyme or reason. So many horror movies spend the last 15, 20 minutes trying to go through every backstory and psychoanalyzing.
I know what you did last Thanksgiving.
Right.
Like that kind of a thing.
Yeah. And the first one did it great, just because you were home. That's why. You actually answered the door. This one, it just felt lazy, even though it was the exact same answer.
It was very lazy.
And maybe it was just her delivery. Why not? It was like, it was not good for having one line in this movie.
Hated it.
To deliver it better.
Hated it.
The other problem I had with this movie,
it was so it's so lazy. You're hitting it's exactly what I was thinking.
Lazy.
Like, it's just lazy.
Yeah. And another problem I had is tonally, this movie didn't make sense.
No,
because it really tried very hard at times to amp up the suspense. The music was very, heartbeat, bass thump was very typical, really kind of make you anxious type horror movie. And then it would go back into this 80s synth pop kind of stuff. And it would kind of be almost tongue in cheek where it's, where he's driving the truck around and it's playing those 80s songs where it's all poppy.
There's some Kim Wilde. There was some Tiffany in there.
You can't kill people unless that music is playing either.
Right.
Yeah, these people were so haphazard. Like, they're just bad at their job. They're lazy, literally lazy at their job too.
But it was like we were.
No one can do anything right.
Sometimes horror movies do that. Like, well, let's give you a little something to kind of chuckle about to kind of help you break the tension before we rev it up again. This was just like tonally. It was, what were they trying to do? Right? Did they want? I don't feel like the composer or someone that didn't realize like we're trying to set this mood throughout the movie and let's keep it. It can't flip flop too much.
Yeah, this was just like they were trying to be like all. Like they were all like trying to be flashy. There was literally no substance behind the movie in any way. I cared about maybe the mom as a character. Once she was gone, like, hi, this is worthless.
I even think the high point of the movie is the truck. When the truck actually is hitting the Jeep from the sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it actually takes that out and it explodes. And you're like, okay, this is actually really awesome. And then as soon as the truck explodes, you look, there's nobody in the driver's seat. The bad guy,
it was so obvious. We both pointed at like, no.
So the highlight of the movie, and there's nobody behind the wheel when it explodes.
I
mean, put a mannequin in there.
Anyway,
are you sure this is $18 million, Mitch? There's no way. There's no way.
How much are mannequins stuff?
Where was it spent? I don't know, but it wasn't on mannequins.
Sure, it was all like music rights.
All right, so let's change gears for a second. What is something that you did enjoy about this film?
The popcorn.
Chicago bitch.
Yeah,
Chicago style.
They did have the gourmet popcorn.
Chicago
okay,
mix.
Something within the movie that you enjoyed. Find me one thing. It could be a scene. It could be.
I'm just gonna have to sit here. I'm not gonna answer till Anthony answers.
Yeah, and Anthony. I'll go first to kind of kick it off. The 80s synth pop music. I actually liked that. I liked what they were kind of doing with it and that tone. I wish they had just done that throughout the whole movie instead of flipping back to trying to be ultra serious about how scary this movie is. I would have preferred it to be a little more tongue in cheek, a little more fun in that respect.
Killing more fun.
Well, but I mean, for what you knew what you're going in for. You knew that going in, if you're going to see this movie, you're going in to see people get terrorized by these masked people,
lazily terrorized.
Even then, but then just make it fun at that. It's instead of it being the first one was great because it was serious. It was a very serious film.
Yeah, and this
one would have been a little bit better. If you're not going to change the story overall, do something.
Yeah, it fell flat with the serious parts and with the not quote unquote serious parts. It fell flat both ways
because they didn't commit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
But I when they did it, I enjoyed the music. I did enjoy the music and the soundtrack.
I'm gonna go. I'm not being sarcastic, but it's just so funny to me. It was actually in the part where they find the pistol, and so he grabs the pistol, and then he's standing outside the door, and so this guy's already killed your wife, so you have every reason to just go ahead and shoot him. But he doesn't. He stands behind the door, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna shoot you
in 5 seconds.
And I'm gonna count to 5 really slowly, and then I'm gonna shoot."
Yeah,
and then no one's there because I've given you literally like 30 seconds of my 5 count to escape.
It made me think of, I know it's a terrible movie, but it's The Night at the Museum. You ever seen the second one with General Custard? We are not going to attack. That's going to give us the element of the surprise. I'll just yell that. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot you in 5 seconds.
So wait, what part did you like about that?
I just thought it was hilarious. I was rolling.
Unintentionally hilarious.
I was laughing.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you couldn't even give the movie credit for something it was trying to do.
How about the old Dodge truck that literally could probably just ram into everything like it did? That was pretty awesome.
Okay, so you like the truck.
So
the truck scenes you enjoy.
Yes, I will. I'm giving credit to the truck. Great job, Dodge.
So you're saying no cinematographer credit, no writing credit, no acting credit.
Credit to American automakers
from the 70s. Steel truck. Great job, guys.
All right, that is.
You kind of stole my so before the movie started, they were playing Kids in America, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
And the movie started, so downside. I would say the relationship between the brother and the sister was terrible, so not that. The parents were lazy parents. Everyone was so lazy in this movie.
Yeah.
The filmmakers, the writers, the cinematographer was too lazy to get a light guy.
I would have expected. Yeah. I would expect this level of kind of laziness. If this movie had been rushed like 6 months later, not 10 years.
Yeah, plenty of time. Plenty of treatments, all kinds of different options.
Anything
on how to write
different about what was the first one?
I would say the one thing I liked was
it supposed to take place 10 years later, or is this like right after the first? I mean,
it doesn't matter if it happened before.
I don't think it's linked. I don't think it's linked in any way. Well, it had to happen now because the cell phones. The cell phones are from now.
Well, fine, but it had to. Well, I don't know. There was a flip phone.
Well,
but it had to. I mean, it had to have been linked because it's the same mass as the first one.
Maybe it's just people are psychos everywhere, and they'll just keep doing the same shit.
Right?
Yeah,
so you could spoil it for me. In the first one, do the bad guys survive?
Yes.
Okay,
but there's not these people.
It is. Well, it's you're expected to believe it's these people. Same mass, same.
Is it the same people though?
It's supposed to be.
I gotta see if it's the same actors or not.
It's not the same actors.
Oh, okay. That's what I was saying.
But it's the same 3 people. Because they don't really talk a whole lot in the first one either. It's but
if it's okay. Now I get what you're saying. If it's 10 years in the future, the girl they pulled the mask off of, she looked like she was like 18.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with age real quick. How old was the son? He was supposed to be a junior in high school.
He was supposed to be like a 16.
So, yeah, wasn't he? Is he?
No, he's supposed to be 18.
Oh no, he's leaving for college. He's leaving for college. You're right.
Is he 30 in real life?
Okay. Let's do it. You guys get to guess.
All right.
So I'm looking right now. It does not say his age. God damn it! It doesn't say how old he is.
I'm just gonna guess.
Oh,
what was his name?
Terrible.
What was his name? Was it Mike? No, that's Martin Henderson.
Slippy,
Slappy, hold on. All right.
Swanson, Samsonite.
No. Okay, hold on. I'll do some.
Because when they introduced him, it was in the baseball field, and everybody at that baseball field, which they're making it seem as high school.
So you're saying he's either old or he's juicing. That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what. But he was playing baseball, so you never know.
Oh, I wish I'd said it. He is actually the son of Bill Pullman.
No.
Yes, Louis Pullman. Son of artist Tamara Pullman and actor Bill Pullman.
Wow.
He's
not going to make it to the next Independence Day. Oh, maybe he will. He's alive, I guess.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I'm going with 25 though.
All right. I think I have his age.
You think you have it? It didn't show on IMDb, so I gave up after that.
No chance he has a Wikipedia page.
there's no link to his name in the Stranger's Prey at Night Wikipedia.
We need to
entry.
create a Wikipedia page for this guy.
A is also 25.
Is he?
No, I'm just kidding. You say in the Wikipedia, this guy's 25.
That's all it's going to say. It's just going to say this guy is juicing. Or he's
Mitch is
25.
looking up the birth records in the local newspaper to see when this guy was born.
I start looking at Bill Pullman.
Oh, my God. Did you know Bill Pullman had a sex tape?
Did it make this guy? Did it make this actor?
I hope so. It was the first sex tape on Laserdisc. That's it.
Was this before or after Twisted?
What is this? Okay, I need to rein y'all back in. All right, so all right, let's talk about some of the deaths. Was there what was your favorite kill scene, death scene? Or did you have one?
No, my least favorite. I was going to go the opposite way.
That's fine.
My least favorite was the mom. So the mom does the very parental thing in trying to boost her daughter out the skylight window in the bathroom where they've hunkered down while the stabby knife lady is breaking through the admittedly thinnest walls on earth, like on basically cardboard level. Or it's like when you're in Japan and you just like there's a paper a paper wall. You just like kind of just push through it. It was kind of like that. And then she's like holding her hands up, like lift me up. No, that's never happening. Defend yourself. Your kid is already out the top. Now you defend yourself. She never even looked around. She never turned around to see her murderer stab her numerous times. Terrible.
Yeah, they did her wrong.
Hated it. But one last character, the movie progressed. It ended at some point, so positive.
Mine was going to be when the son died because I thought he was about to die.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't die, after he messed up with the pistol and didn't shoot, I immediately wanted him to die.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for him to die. I was going to be happy.
Yeah, so that scene's crazy because there's a woman with a knife maybe 10 feet away from you, had just stabbed your sister twice.
And killed your mom.
And definitely killed your mom. And there's other dead and some other aunt and uncle. I guess who cares about them? No, these relatives didn't. That's for sure.
Well, they died at the beginning. So.
Yeah, but the relatives, they're like, that looked gross. Like that was basically the level of care for those people. And then you have the person right in front of you about 10 feet away in a straight line and you don't shoot them? That's why I thought, okay, someone's in on it. Like they're purposely not killing it because they know them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the sister's even saying, like, give me the gun, I'll shoot him. And I thought he's like, oh, no, he's in on it because he doesn't want to shoot them for some reason. You know what I mean?
You're just hoping
he's in it for the insurance money or some shit. That's what I was thinking. It would have made more sense.
You were just hoping for something that would just blow your mind.
I was like, I'm trying to make like this like alternate universe in which this movie makes sense. What way can I get to it?
For that reason, I think my favorite kill, which I'm not even sure if it was a kill, is the very last kill, which is her in the back of the truck.
Baseball bat.
With the baseball bat. Because it is the only scene in the movie that made a connection to something that happened previously in the movie. Because there was the scene between her and her brother, and they were just talking about childhood and her not being able to play baseball.
Yeah, that was
because
good.
She was a little girl. Finally, they make a connection.
That was the one good thing in the entire movie.
They made one connection to something that happened previously. And you know what? I will give them that.
Okay.
So that's my favorite one.
Okay, that's
and
great.
You don't even know if he died. You don't know. Maybe.
Well,
who knows? He didn't. The explosion.
His body was burning. He pulled like a piece of glass out of him that was like 8 inches long,
and that baseball.
And then he was still running
somehow.
This guy's
so
terrible.
I'm going with that one.
Yeah, that's good. That's the one good thing about the movie.
I don't know. I enjoyed the pool scene. I enjoyed the scene where he gets to the shop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because at that point in the movie, you're like, I'm just gonna, and that's when I kind of said, oh, this is what I wanted more of, where it's kind of more fun. I think that's what I kind of think. That whole sequence when it's playing a Total Eclipse of the Heart. And
I like the scene better in old school. I don't know.
Right. It should have been the damn band singing.
My god!
At the pool.
That would have given this movie.
I only got excited
stars.
about the pool scene because the lights came on.
Yeah.
I can see what's happening.
Right. But then
That's true.
They found out a way to make that dark again. It was like for a second you got light, and then 10 seconds later it just
that's true. God, fire the cinematographer. Right. Terrible.
I did enjoy. I mean, he cracks the one girl with the golf club, which was I laughed a lot louder in the theater.
Yeah.
than I probably should have.
Yep.
And then he kills her, which finally he decides to, hey, maybe I just should start, whittling down the number of people trying to murder me.
Yeah.
And then the pool fight scene was, I thought, well done. I just think that part, maybe it was a different person that did that whole scene. I don't know. Maybe they had different crews. I can't explain why. It's almost like I saw two different hastily made movies.
Maybe they literally grabbed strangers off the street to make the movie. That would explain some of the choices.
I'm thinking the lighting at the pool was where all the money went.
All right.
Look at this electricity bill. Yikes. That was the first scene they filmed. And they're like, all right, the rest of the time we have no lights. We literally can't afford it.
All right, so let me ask, let's move to this ending scene. So you talked about she's cracked the dude with the baseball bat. Presumably all the strangers are dead. She has saved her brother, so they're in the hospital. This thing has like major, like Game of Thrones fans bitch about the time jumps and like all the distance traveled. This movie takes passage of time makes no sense.
This truck that gets like -7 miles per gallon is just trolling this place.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So she's in the hospital, and the movie ends with
a
knocking on the hospital door and her like dropping the water. I mean,
it was a dramatic water drop, but the cup was styrofoam. What the fuck that's the least dramatic material to drop ever. It's like I dropped like a pillow. You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Right.
Oh, I hated this movie.
So
hated it.
So ending. Anthony, did you have a thought about this besides thank God it's finally
ended?
Free at last.
That was my first thought.
No.
But I mean, it wasn't even the likelihood that it was the killer knocking on the door. I mean, he's beat up, he's burnt, maybe they took him to the hospital.
Yeah, the other two are murdered.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't think about that.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're hoping for a third one. That's what's happening here.
No,
just really
never.
I don't think we'll be doing that opening weekend.
But it wasn't even. You weren't even thinking that it was possibly him. You were just kind of glad the movie was over.
I 1,000% agree.
Any other last comments you want to make about this movie, Nate?
I'll get into it in the what would I do differently.
All right, Anthony. What about you? Any last comments before we get into our final segments for the show?
I had some Milk Duds. They were delicious.
All right. Well, grab your Milk Duds because we are now going to get into what would you do differently.
Son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones! Why? Why?
Why not?
Why? God damn it. Fuck you, Mitch.
He had a look in his eyes. He was ready.
How dare you ruin the poltergeist with that garbage? Boo.
All right. Anthony, you're anyone in this movie. It could be bad guy, good guy.
Can we end the podcast? Can we just end it right now?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
What would you have done differently if you were a character in this movie?
If I was a character in this movie.
I sighed numerous times in this movie. So did you. Which of the sighing times would you be like, no, don't do that. Do this.
Okay.
There's a lot to choose from.
It's infinite.
We can do this for
I'm going to go with the first one. It was the very first one that I saw. So actually, I'm going to take that back. Pulling the trigger and shooting him the first time.
Yeah.
That should have been it, but I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to go laying the gun down. And so you're helping your sister, which you went to the trailer probably across the street. There's no way they know you went there. And you spend time, you're telling a family joke to try and make her laugh. You lay down the pistol next to you and you lose it. You can't. And
they rotated between no one would act like this.
No one. You know they know where you are.
So don't lay down the gun.
Don't ever that gun. If you keep that gun the whole time, you're both fine.
You feel better at least. I mean, you got a better chance. I mean, at minimum.
He never shot that gun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, unlike most teenagers, he didn't blow his wad.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Yes.
Hey, we're...
I am contractually obligated to make a joke that bad to get that drop every episode.
What would you have done differently, Nate?
Okay, this is. So Mitch is a new parent now. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Your little Damien's doing
Damien's doing great.
That's great.
He is vomiting up all his pea soup. So everything we want.
Now let's say this. Let's say you got Damien. Let's say maybe you even got a little Damiana. I don't know what the female version of that is. They grew up a little bit. They tell you, hey, someone's been murdered. And you go, yeah, go over there. Like, that's basically what this dad did. He's like, just go over there. Like, you go away from me to this other remote place.
Yeah. All the women, all the women folk go back.
Exactly. Yeah, all the women folk go to like the menstruation hut over here or something. Basically, right. And he sends them away, and then he tells the son not to even come with him. He wants to go walk in there himself. You are an idiot. Stay together. Mm-hmm. The family that stays together might get slain together, but at least you're together, not getting picked off one by one.
Right.
So yeah, definitely don't do that. And then secondly, never stop running. Keep running. Like people were stopping all over the place. Yeah. Like they're stopping like, oh, maybe I'll run 100 feet and then the killers won't know. I mean, they're lazy as shit, but 100 feet is pretty easy. I mean, come on. Right? I mean, so just don't stop running.
This is Nate's weekly reminder for everyone to start doing cardio.
Yeah, don't stop running. I mean, come on. Adrenaline can get you pretty far. I mean, you know.
I'm going to listen to this podcast every time I go to the gym now, just so I can keep hearing that part.
James Franco can fucking saw his arm off. You can fucking run like a mile. I mean, come on. This is freaking ridiculous. So, yeah. Okay, what I do differently, not go see this movie. If I had a time machine, also not see this movie.
Awesome. Hot Tub Time Machine, you would have.
Hot Tub Time Machine 2, Strangers 2, Don't Go at Night. The sequel.
The third one's Stay at the Holiday.
I don't even know.
But we couldn't get John Cusack for it, so we got Rob Corddry instead.
Oh, God. All right. I would, if it was me, make sure I get a hold of the people I'm staying with. And, I don't know, check.
Yeah, I mean, this is your family. I mean, you get more correspondence setting up for an Airbnb.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
They just they left a note. This handwriting doesn't look like one I've ever seen from them, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is not an advertisement for Holiday Inn, but stay at a fucking Holiday Inn also.
Well, but they were too poor because they have to send their delinquent daughter to a boarding school for reasons.
She got a C.
Reasons.
She got a C.
She brought dishonor to her family.
Yeah, basically. Dude, everyone is getting sent away at all times. Terrible.
I'm going to tell you, I had some friends that went to boarding school, and I don't think their parents drove them off for like a week. I think they just packed them on a bus and said, all right, get you out of school.
Yeah, wouldn't a Greyhound have been less money? Everyone's lazy. They're even lazy. They're even lazy about their lazy parenting. Like, they can't even do that right.
I would have paid to see strangers on a Greyhound.
Sure. Gray at night. Yes.
Got it again.
Look for that one in 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. We spent $19 million on Greyhound buses. We bought them. Now we're actually using them in between cities. It's great.
So awards. If you had to give an award, Nate, what would you give?
Father of the Year to the dad. Sending the women away by themselves.
Yeah.
When you know a murder has happened. Yikes. Right. That's rough. You did notice, Mitch. I thought you would say that the thing you liked is that they left the dog alive.
I did enjoy that.
Oh, they locked it in, so it would have died anyway. So, downside.
But no, after a while, it would have eaten its owner first.
Sure, Gerald's Game style.
Not as soon as cats, though. Fun fact, cats will wait a day. Dogs will wait for a while before they...
Yeah, cats are smarter. Yeah,
cats just say, fuck you. Dogs will
if you're dead, who gives a shit? At least the cat can live. Hey, man.
All right.
Circle of life.
Good to know. We better catch Nate if he ever dies in this place because his cats will eat him.
I'm dead. I don't care what happens, Mitch. All right.
What if he's just in a coma? The cats don't know the difference.
A coma's even works. I'm
this
fresh
cat
all the time.
That is walking in this temporary studio of ours is ready to eat you to death.
He knows. We've already talked about it. It's fine.
He's circling me like a fucking vulture, and it very much bothering me this whole
He's
episode.
literally waiting for food.
I am
literally
not,
like, I need to get fed.
I know. That's why he's looking at me as the larger of us here in the studio.
He's like, that guy's got good ankles. That guy's got real good ankles.
Yeah, I do. Thank you. I would say the Made in America award to the trucks.
Sure. Thank you, Doc.
American Automakers
I would give
Award.
it the Ram Award. The Ram Award.
I would also go with the future NRA ad is this whole movie.
Yes.
If only the good trailer park owners had guns.
They did.
Outfitted with guns.
They did have guns. They literally already had guns. If you don't know how to use guns, that's unfortunate.
I'm going weekend getaway award.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
trailer
secluded.
park.
It's secluded.
Yeah, but how many people do you know? It's like, you know what? I'm going away for the weekend. Where are you going? Well, there's this trailer park by this lake.
But get this. It's also deserted. Boom.
And nobody's there.
Ka-ching.
Yeah, that's actually on my top 10 list.
Everyone's looking at you like, you're going to get murdered like in this movie.
You should kind of expect it.
Stay in cities.
I also want to give this movie the award for best Friday the 13th Part 2 ripoff, except that we added 2 extra killers.
They ripped off everything. They ripped off Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the end.
Not even just that. They go over the Camp Crystal Lake Bridge or Gatlin Lake.
Sure.
They go over the same fucking bridge. He's wearing the same fucking mask Jason wears before he gets the hockey mask.
Practically, yeah, sure.
With the axe,
Yep.
which is his weapon in number 2.
Yep.
It is straight up. They just added two bitches with the, Happy International Women's Day. But
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Friday the 14th. This movie.
We didn't even bring it up. How about the Savior Award to the person at the very end in the truck? So that mom and her kid in the truck who it seemed like they just left her in the back of the truck. They got away and they didn't stop. It's like, you can't sit in.
They're talking to the cops.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing that happened in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They straight ripped this off, and they added the baseball bat, which was again the only good part of the entire movie.
No. All right. Well, luckily, just like that last baseball cracked to the side of the bad guy's head, we're now at the final portion of this show, this episode, the final cut.
Final cut.
I'm going to jump ahead because I'm going to set the high bar.
Okay.
I feel like.
Here we go.
All right. So, Anthony, as you know, because we've made you listen to episodes before you joined us, you give a rating out of 10. The scale can be whatever you want it to be. I am going to give this 3 out of 10 burlap sacks. I say 3. It started at 4 before we started this episode.
Nice.
But y'all's, yeah. I will lie. I would lie if I say I wasn't disappointed. I was actually looking forward to this movie. I was a big fan of the first one.
Yeah.
It was basically just the first one, just outdoors with no lighting. And something needed to be different. I wish they had just kept it with the 80s thing and really just leaned into it for the whole thing. I really wish they had literally just done anything slightly different or somehow tied to the first one, something.
Yeah, there's just, yeah.
Where we bitched about The Purge and how those movies are.
Hey, The Purge is a million times better than this.
Well, The Purge is like missed opportunity, but at least the premise each time it's a different take on it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just the same.
It's shining a light in different parts of the universe, of the world. Yeah.
This isn't almost, you made a good point. This isn't even the same movie. It's the same 20 other horror films we've already seen.
Yeah.
When they went over that bridge, I've been playing Friday the 13th online a lot, and it's the same fucking map.
Yeah.
It's the Camp Crystal Lake map. The same bridge, the same Camp Crystal Lake sign.
Yeah. There's a pool. There's a clubhouse.
I even said they're going, man, this feels like a Jason movie. And
like a shitty Jason movie.
Yeah. So, 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 to me is unremarkable. I will not go out of my way to tell people not to see it. Certainly, if you're going to see this, lower your expectations and just try to have fun with it.
You can try to have fun.
Yeah.
Be hammered. Maybe if you're hammered.
Nate, where do you want to go with this one?
I'm going to go last. I want to hear what Anthony has to say.
Just because I'm not a fan of horror movies, and so my bar was low.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it 1. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10 flashlights.
Okay.
Just because, like I said,
I was literally gonna say flashlights. God, I should have waited second.
That is more flashlights in this movie.
Yeah, that was actually, but they broke it in the pool. So
yes,
and so, yeah, just because there were instances where you knew somebody died, but you didn't know how.
Yeah, it was
they were
so
bleeding.
confusing.
When she got stabbed, I had no idea where she was stabbed until she
like
when she
arm,
fell and she was running. I was like,
yeah.
okay, it must be in the leg because she fell 5 minutes later. Shout out to the flashlight.
Yeah, flashlights. So flashlights was going to be mine. I never thought I would say this, but this makes It Comes at Night look like fucking Rosemary's Baby. This movie was so terrible, and it was trying hard, and it just failed in every way. So like a movie like even a Thanksgiving was like, made for a small amount of money. It's got shitty one-liners. It's ridiculous. Better than this movie. So I'm going to give this 1 out of 10 bad parenting decisions.
Okay.
Hated it. It was it's a waste of time. It shouldn't exist. Don't see this movie. Listen to the soundtrack. Don't see the movie.
So the verdict is...
You are thinking of seeing this film, don't.
Yes.
That, I believe, is the verdict for this episode. All right. Well, Anthony, thank you for joining us for this episode. And unfortunately, this movie wasn't the best.
Please come back. This is...
I'm going to be back in 10 years for the third one.
Oh, damn it.
I must be here for the third one.
All right. Well, we'll have an anniversary episode for that.
They're going to double the budget.
Oh, God. Nate, tell everyone where they can find us.
If you want to find episodes of better movies than this, you can go to TexasPodcastMassacre.com. Tweet us at TXPodMassacre. Check out our podcasts on Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And let us know how much you hated this movie if you happen to waste money to go see it as well.
All right. Well, for that'll wrap up this episode. Thank you all so much for listening, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.